Hello, this is Guy Barker here, and I'm going to give a quick demo of how a C# app can call an Azure speech-to-text service. Now, here we are at the Azure portal at the dashboard here, showing a resource associated with a speech-to-text service that I set up earlier. So for an app to be able to use that service, it's going to need to know a couple of very important pieces of information. So I click on that resource and I will go to the overview section. The first piece of information that is very important is the endpoint, which is the URL to which the app will connect in order to access the service. And depending on how the app is going to do this, it will either need to know the entire URL or just the region, which in this case is West US. Now, in addition to that, the app will need a key with which to connect to the service. And at this page here, there are two keys. There's a primary key and a secondary key. And the reason why there's a secondary key is that if at some point the primary key needs to be regenerated, you don't want your service to become unavailable. So during that period, the secondary key will be used. But for me, all I need is the primary key. So I'll copy that to the clipboard now with the copy to clipboard button. Anyway, having done that, I will now switch to my app. Okay, and this code is a demo code from the Solitaire app, SA11TAIRE, and I will paste in the key that I just copied from the portal here. And in addition to that, I will add the region, which is West US. So, I'm now building and running the app with that information. The code does also demo how to initialize the microphone. I won't step through that now, but the app will need access to the microphone if it's going to be able to listen to the user's speech. And in order to do that, the app also needs to have its capabilities updated to make sure it has access to the device's microphone. Okay, I'm now going to take action in the app to begin the listening for speech at the microphone. Okay, we've got past the step for initializing the microphone, so we should be good to go there. Okay, and now I'm going to use the key and the region that I saw earlier in the Azure portal to initialize the speech to text. That worked okay. I'll create a new speech recognizer object. Okay, and here we get to perhaps the most interesting line, which is where I call recognize once async. And when I call that, the microphone will be listening and the speech to text service will be processing the input speech and deciding when my utterance is complete. So what I'm going to do is say something at the app and then pause, and we'll see what happens. It's a beautiful day. Okay, so after that pause, after my utterance, I did return from that call. So what was the reason for us returning from the call? Okay, the reason was recognize speech. So the recognizer believes it has some speech. So let's take a look at what that speech was. And sure enough, the recognized text is "It's a beautiful day." So that was a demo of using the Azure speech-to-text service, using the region and key that was accessed at the Azure portal from an Azure speech-to-text service that I created earlier.